Hi, this is Jessica with The Dining Traveler and welcome to my kitchen. Bienvenidos a mi cocina. This is episode 4 of part 2 of the Dining Traveler cooking series where we try our favorite dishes from around the world. And of course, I had to bring back Puerto Rico. You guys did love my alcapurria recipe. And this time we're gonna do a quintessential Puerto Rican dish, pernil, roasted pork shoulder. And everybody has a way of doing it. This is the marinade from my family, between my mom and my dad. I took a little bit of mommy, a little bit of papi, and I came up with this. So follow me and let's get this started. So the first step in preparing the pernil or the pork shoulder is to take it out of the package and you want to rinse it with cold water. Now you want to pat dry the pernil. So now we've washed and pat dried the pernil, and this one is around 9 pounds. I got it a little bit on the smaller side because I wanted to fit into my Dutch oven. So now let's get ready to sazonar el pernil. We're gonna start with dried oregano, and we are going to do, this is around 2 to 3 tablespoons. I love dried oregano, it's my jam. Now we are going to do around 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You can use fresh garlic. Right now I'm just using Badia minced garlic. This is 2 tablespoons of sea salt. I know that looks like a lot of salt, but don't worry about it. So we're gonna add some sazón. This adds some color to the marinade and it also gives it a nice scent. This usually, with the other brand we shall not mention, comes in a packet. I want to check this out. It's organic, way better for you. So we'll do 1 teaspoon of this and of course some fresh ground black pepper. And you want to do like, I would say like around a teaspoon. Take all these measurements face value because with Puerto Rican food, you really want to go with the feeling, with the eyes. I learned just watching my mom and my dad, but been trying really hard to do measurements for you guys. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of sazón. I like it to look nice and red. So we're loosening the skin from the pork shoulder, from the pernil, because we want to season this part too and the part here on top. And also I believe that it makes it nice and crispy when we do the last part in the broiler. So now the next step, and this is something my mom always does, is we cut little holes inside and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing. So this is a trick that my mom does and I love it, is because we both love that taste of garlic with the pernil. So I use those little holes and I plug in those garlic cloves. So you want to get like enough garlic cloves. I have like 10 or 12. You want enough for them to get inside here of the pernil. So I pour it with a spoon and I like to use a silicone food brush. I don't like the food brush with the bristles because if you get like a bad one, it just, all the bristles end up in your meat, which is no fun. And I also like having those grooves in because the seasoning also goes in there as well. You want to make sure that the whole pernil is covered in the marinade. And if you have time, if you can let it sit overnight, even better. So now we're gonna pull that skin back, and in those little grooves that we did earlier, let's put some more garlic cloves. We're gonna season this inside part. I would love to hear what is your family marinade recipe. Everybody has a different way of doing it. Also depends what part of Puerto Rico you're from. My dad loved putting garlic, and this is actually the same marinade that he used to use for our Thanksgiving turkey, which is called pavochon because it's a pavo, a turkey. seasoned like a lechon. And a way to know that you have enough sazón is that it's nice and orangey color. Nobody likes a pale pernil. That's just really sad. So when I cook, I might as well have a glass of wine. So I am having a glass of dry Riesling from Herman J. Weimer. Is a winery on Seneca Lake in upstate New York, Western New York, actually, for those who are from New York State. And what is the Puerto Rican connection? Well, I grew up both in Guayama, Puerto Rico, and I grew up in Rochester, New York. And growing up, I did spend a lot of time in the Finger Lakes, and I found that the dry Riesling does go really well with the roasted pork. Boom. Now to the fun part. We are gonna put the pernil in the Dutch oven. I'm using my Le Creuset. You can also use just a regular roasting pan covered with aluminum foil. One of the things I don't like about the aluminum foil, it can get a bit stuck. Just like spray it with a little bit of non-stick spray, that helps a little bit. But the funny part is that I had this Le Creuset Dutch oven for 8 years, and I just started doing this now, and it really makes a difference. It's nice because it's like an oven within the oven, and it really keeps those juices in, and it makes the pernil nice, juicy. It just falls off the bone. So if you do have one of these, I totally recommend you using it. Put it in the oven at 350. So make sure your oven is preheated to 350. So let's do this. So this guy is 9 pounds, which fits perfectly in here. Of course, if you're gonna get one bigger, you probably need a bigger Dutch oven. And of course, let's put all that seasoning in it. We don't want to have that go to waste. Now we're gonna put the pernil in the oven. Let's put this guy in here. So now you want to pour yourself a little bit more Finger Lakes Riesling and relax, start making your rice. Please repeat after me. You will not open the oven before the time. My mom, it's one of her main pet peeves. She's like, it's not gonna cook faster if you keep on opening the oven because el pernil se va a pasmar, whatever that means. She says that if you keep on opening the oven, it's gonna stop cooking right, so let's not do it. So after 2 hours, we're gonna check on it. If it's like around 3/4 of a way done, we're gonna take the top off so we can get that nice crunchy cuerito crackling, which is my husband's favorite part. With pernil roasted pork shoulder, there's a lot of possibilities with side dishes. The most typical Puerto Rican one is doing arroz con gandules, which is rice and pigeon peas, which is what I'm gonna pair with this. And then I'm also gonna make yautia. Yautia is like a smaller taro root, and I'm going to make that in escabeche, like an escabeche. But you can also do tostones. If you want to do your more keto, you can make like a nice green salad to go with it. But I figure, you know, we're gonna go all out today. Yautia is not as popular as yuca, but it's a root vegetable. And I like it, it's just very mild. This is where you make alcapurrias with. You can make it like we're making it just like boiled with some vinegar, onions. You can make it into a soup, so there's a lot of possibilities with yautia. 2 hours have passed. We're gonna get the pernil out of the oven. Now the pernil, it is not supposed to be done because it's not done yet, but you know, it has to be nice and brown. So what I like to do is use a meat thermometer to make sure that it's halfway done. With this type of pork, you want it to be at 170. So it's 147. So you definitely want to cook it a little bit more than 3 ways done. So we're gonna start with half an hour, and then we're gonna check the temperature again, and then we're gonna put it in broil. Now we're making the arroz con gandules, and now as you can tell, the lights are on. It's a bit darker because making a pernil, it takes a few hours. It's a whole day type of affair, so I'm just preparing you for that. The whole house smells delicious. It's hot. I don't know how people do this in Puerto Rico. So now the pernil is on broil, so you can have that nice crispy cuerito that we all love. The arroz is cooking, the rice is cooking, the yautia and escabeche is done. So now I have to have more wine, as you do. So now the pernil is done. You can see the cuerito nice and crispy. So this is how you know the cuerito is nice and crispy. You see, It makes that nice little noise. So we are ready. This winery is in the Finger Lakes in Seneca Lake.
We've actually been to this vineyard.
So as you can see, it's dark. We've been cooking all day. Look at me, I'm sweating, but I am ready to eat my pernil and have my wine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I would love to know how you do your pernil, so leave that in the comments or ask us any questions. Adios.